Let's make hot chocolate from a cacao pod. Full video on my YouTube. I've opened up the cacao pod. Place these on a baking tray. I'll bake these at 350 till they're well toasted. And done. Inside the shell are the cacao nibs. This will give me cocoa powder. In a small saucepan, 4 cups of milk, a touch of whipping cream, a 1/4 cup cocoa powder, a 1/4 cup chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons granulated sugar, and just a touch of vanilla extract. Stir over medium heat until well combined. This is the most important step. Add your hot chocolate to a blender. Blend it on high. Some foamy hot chocolate, a homemade marshmallow, so squishy. Torch it, then a little chocolate, and a little candy cane. That's about as homemade as hot chocolate gets. It's the foamiest hot chocolate you will ever have. Let's make cacao water. This is a cacao pod, and yes, this is where chocolate comes from. But in addition to eating the chocolate that comes from this, you can drink the fruity water. This is the new coconut water. Can you believe that this comes from this? The white pulp on the outside is where we get the juice, while the purple area on the inside is where we get chocolate. Scrape out the pulp. Let's juice it. Tastes like a citrusy, lychee flavored Jolly Rancher. Let's turn a cacao pod into chocolate. This is a cacao pod. It's kind of weird to think that it turns into this. The white flesh on the outside tastes a little bit like a Jolly Rancher. Now I'm gonna let these ferment for a couple days. It's a new day, these have fermented. Stick these in the oven at 300 for a little over an hour. Let's remove all the shells. Inside this shell is cacao nibs. Recognize this? A little bit of sugar. Freeze this until set. Let's open a cacao pod. It shocks me that so many people don't know this is where chocolate comes from, which is my favorite thing about TikTok, being able to teach people about food. This thing is just utterly beautiful. To cut it open, I'll make a gentle incision right along the side, a small cut right across, and then another line on the other side. Here we go. Can you believe it? This is where chocolate comes from. Each one of these is a cacao bean, and inside this are cacao nibs, and those are what you use to make chocolate. When you cut one open, it's almost this beautiful purple color. You can actually suck the flesh off these seeds. To me, it tastes like the mixture between a Jolly Rancher and a lychee fruit. You have to promise me you'll taste it someday.